it's the adventures of the Frogman. Chapter 1, Introduction. Follow this mostly fearless daredevil as he travails a multitude of aquatic terrain. Witness bravery, the likes you've never seen before. Watch as our perpetually submerged protagonist explores the depths of nature's most enthralling crevices. Join us this week as we ask, who is the Frogman?
Hello, and welcome to the Adventures of the Frogman. I'm your host, the aforementioned Frogman, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of an introduction to this series. What we're going to cover is a lot of scuba diving. It's going to be kind of an exploration of a particular location called Vortex Springs in Florida. I am a scuba diver by trade, but I don't get to do all the glamorous scuba diving like most people think of. I actually fix swimming pools, and as you can see from the video evidence here, that's what I do for a living, and I don't get a chance to get out and really explore the really cool dives, the dives that scuba divers talk about and tell each other stories about. I don't get to do that very often. I mostly do swimming pools. It's a lot of patching concrete and vinyl and drilling new holes for main drains and, a lot of maintenance kind of work. So it's not that exciting, but I'm one of the few people that does it. So what we wanted to do with this series was to take me out of my element, get me out of the swimming pool and into a natural spring as our first dive. So I moved to Florida about 2 weeks ago, and within the first 3 days of being here, I decided to go check out Vortex Springs. Vortex Springs is a really amazing location. It's half man-made, half natural. It was all built around a natural spring, and what they've done is they've set up just kind of like a diving adventure center, and it's very cool. You can go down there and really explore around. There's a lot of different kinds of terrain, but I'm new to all this. So the adventures that we have in this program are going to be a little haphazard. There's going to be a lot of things that I would not recommend you doing by yourself. Specifically, you should never dive without a dive buddy. I break those rules because I've gotten so used to diving alone. But even I, and you'll see later in the series, even I get pretty spooked diving by myself. So don't do that. Another thing is you'll notice my gear, and we'll talk about that in the next episode. But my gear isn't exactly what you'd call safe either. It's just fine for swimming pools, but when you get into some serious diving, even in a spring, it's a self-contained little ecosystem. And you think it's just about as safe as a swimming pool, but it really isn't, and you can get pretty deep. This particular spring goes to 68 foot deep, which isn't terrible, but you can still get yourself in a lot of trouble. So in this introduction, I'd like to just say, don't do what I do. It's dangerous, it's irresponsible, but this is what we did for our first trip out. So that's me. You can check out some of the footage from our previous dives here contained within this video. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
That's it for this week's chapter. The producers of The Adventures of the Frogman would like to thank Goff Richards and the Public Domain for his use of the orchestral rendition of Rock Music 3, as well as the terrific folks at Flink.to. Tune in next time for Chapter 2, where you will learn about all the plethora of gear you must acquire so that you too can be a frogman. Thank you and good night!